Hi friends, this is Kaylin here. I am a music educator and a homeschool mom with an education degree, and I've been homeschooling my own kids for about 4 years and been offering music lessons since I was in high school. I wanted to come to you today with some of the curriculum that I have found really useful and that I have found that I really like for my own family. I've been noticing on social media and talking with friends that there is a lot of interest in at least exploring homeschool options for kids who, or for families who aren't sure if sending their kids to a public school is going to be a good option this year, with the possibility of ending up doing online learning, and they just want to see what the options are. So I have met up with a few people to show them what I use for my family, but I thought this would be a good way to maybe reach more people who are interested, just so you can see what's out there. I know that when I was starting, and even now in my homeschooling journey, it's really hard to choose a curriculum unless I can actually see it, and I can't always find a curriculum in a store near me. I usually have to touch base with other homeschooling families to see if I can look in the books that they have. So I'm hoping to provide that for you, and you can look at the curriculum that I have through the comfort of your own home. So I'm going to start with this series that we use for phonics, and I use it after my kids have gone through a kindergarten reading curriculum. This is what I go to starting in first grade, and it's called Explode the Code. It's leveled, there's levels 1 through 8 that just work on different word families, and they really break it down well to help your child understand how words in the same word family are have the same vowel sound in the middle, or to introduce different beginning sounds, like the SK sound or the TH or CH, all of that, and then special endings or silent E at the end, that kind of thing. And I really like that it's a workbook, but it's kind of activity based, and there are funny things in it, so my kids don't find it to be like a chore to sit down to do. It's pretty quick, but we're still learning at the same time. So I have with me levels 2 and 3 and 7 and 8, and that's what I'll be using for my first grader and my third grader. So the levels are not, they don't correspond with a grade. You would probably do level 1 maybe as a very early first grade, or at the end of a kindergarten year. You could do that. So I'll just show you a little bit of what each book has. So this is level 2, and inside it's covering consonant blends at the beginning of a word. I'll just read it, you won't be able to see it super well, but it's covering consonant blends like BL, CL, FL, GL, all initial consonants, so it's covering the beginning consonant sounds, and then it also jumps into some of the ending consonant sounds like LP, LF, NK, NT, etc. So this book really covers the initial and final consonant blends. And then it's divided up into different lessons, and every lesson will have like a set of words that it works on. So like here it's introducing you to the beginning sound for each of these pictures. So clown starts with cl, so you would circle CL, and you'd go through each of your pictures and circle it, and then later that day or the next day you might do something like this where you're matching these words. You have to find their match over here in the rows, and so it helps children to pay attention to every sound and every letter that's present in the word, and to start to memorize the shape of the word, which is really helpful when we read, because we actually are noticing, fluent readers, we're noticing the shape of words, and that's helping us to be able to read and say the word very quickly. And then it just keeps adding activities on. There is a little bit of like handwriting practice. You could definitely get some handwriting practice in this. Also, you're going to cover a bit of spelling practice just because you're focusing so much on the specific letters. Some of the things that my kids find to be really fun are these silly sentences where there's a picture and your child has to read, or maybe you would help read or read some of them. Your child would have to read the sentences and decide what goes with the picture. So we have some reading comprehension. And then at the end of every lesson, the child is asked to write it. And for some of my kids, I have found that it's kind of hard for them to actually write it, but they can verbally tell me how to spell it. And so we've made some kind of learning exceptions with that kind of thing. So anyway, so you'd have to spell it, and you can get a bit of spelling with this too. I also use a spelling curriculum as well, which I will show you. But yeah, so that's level 2. Level 3, it's gonna be very similar. It's just gonna cover some different things. This has the Y ending, the silent E ending, silent E with consonant blends, the digraphs, SH, TH, WH, CH, trigraphs, TCH, so it's just getting into more complicated beginning and ending sounds, and it also covers double vowels and that kind of thing. And then when you get into level 7, let's see what our index has here. Oops. So C followed by EI or Y, so you're going to learn some of those slightly, not obscure phonics rules, but some of those rules that you have to memorize, like I before E except after C, that kind of thing. Soft C and G, EAR saying air, EAR saying so some different specialty letter blends, EI, EIGH, etc. And inside it's gonna be very similar, but as you notice, it's harder, right? See if my camera will come in focus here. Your words are harder, your text is a little smaller, and so it's aging with your child well, which is always a good thing to look in a curriculum, because kids reach a certain age where they feel like things can become very stupid if it's really like too babyish, if that makes sense. So this does a good job of aging with your child. Okay, so that's level 7. Level 8, again, it's going to be similar. This is the last level. This works with more complex endings and beginnings. So we have SION, TION, ABLE, IBLE, IFY, IZE, etc. Mostly endings in this book. And it gets to some more fun activities like crosswords and things. So that is what I use for phonics, and again, I said I use this after my kids have completed a kindergarten reading curriculum. This kind of takes them on and walks them through the reading journey, but making sure that they are understanding how to sound words out and understanding how words are really created. So we're learning the parts, and then we're putting the parts together, which helps down the road with sounding out, independent reading, spelling, a whole host of things. Yeah, so I've been using that for a couple of years, and I really like it. And like I said, it doesn't take so long that it uses up a ton of your day, but it really is pretty thorough. So that's what I use for phonics in the elementary grades. And I wanted to end with, I really hope that this is helpful for you, and please feel free to reach out and ask me any questions you might have. I also wanted to offer, I mentioned at the beginning that I am a music educator. I have been teaching piano and violin since I was 16 years old, and I have a music studio with my husband, and we offer classes. Right now we offer music online, and I teach piano and violin. We also offer guitar, and I will post a link to our website so that you can check out other music classes that we offer that might be a good option in this time when meeting in person for lessons is just a little bit tricky. And I brought along a few of the piano books that I use. I like to use the Alfred Premier series, and I start with kids as young as 5, and I've taught all the way up to adults who have retired and are looking into a fun new hobby to start. So I hope this was helpful. Please share this video if you think it would be helpful to anyone else.